Hello everyone and welcome back to the Carcode YouTube channel. My name's Sam and if you're new here make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the all new facelifted SEAT Arona. First of all, a big thanks to Kendal SEAT for making this video possible. So as we're outside, I think we should start with the exterior design of the facelifted Arona. So to the side I'll talk about colours. All colours are free of charge, with the contrasting roof. This is the magnetic grey contrasting roof with the midnight black metallic. So many different options. It's really nice to have that free of charge. It's absolutely excellent. So you can get really dynamic look with the paintwork. I'd love a yellow or an orange. They don't do the orange anymore, but plenty of choices. I really like the sapphire blue. That's like a really vivid bright blue. That's a great colour. So let's talk alloys on the Arona. So they start from 17 inches and go up to 18 inches. There's 6 different wheels, all corresponding to another trim level. The exception is the FR edition, which could be spec with these 18-inch machined alloy wheels or 18-inch performance Cosmo Grey alloy wheels, which are on the FR Sport. They start off with the 17-inch dynamic alloy wheels on the SE, SE edition and SE technology. They then go up to the 17-inch dynamic alloy wheels on the FR. These 18-inch machined alloy wheels on the FR Edition, the 18-inch Cosmo Grey alloys on the FR Sport. If you're going down the Excellence, which is more geared towards comfort, so what Volkswagen would call style or what Ford would call titanium, they have the 17-inch dynamic alloy wheels again on the Excellence. They're not to be confused with the other dynamic alloy wheels, as they all are different, which is a bit confusing. And then at the top go up to the Sports Performance alloy wheels, 18-inch in nuclear grey, which are a lovely wheel as well. But I really like these and I really like the Excellence Lux wheels as well. The new face of the Arona has definitely got to be my favourite thing. I'm obsessed with these little fog lamps. They definitely remind me of the Cupra Formentor. I think they've definitely inspired that and brought it down into the small SUV segment, which is great because we all know that the small SUV segment likes to have a few quirky cars such as the Ford Puma and the Nissan Duke, and this is definitely what this car is going up against. These full LED headlamps are standard from the FR and above. They're also standard on Experience and Experience Lux. Their SE and SE editions they still get LED headlamps, but they don't get this more eye matrix-like look, which is much brighter and much nicer looking lights. They still look great though. These fog lamps are also from Experience and above and FR and above and are not on the SEs, unfortunately. The FR Sport also used to remove these, even on the facelift, which is a bit strange. It must be doing SEAT dealers' heads in that SEAT keep changing bits and bobs, but I could have tested an FR Sport, which would have been higher spec without the fog lamps, but I really want to show these as it is more the facelift look. Without, they don't really look like a major facelift. With, I just think it looks amazing. The grille might not appear much bigger on photos or in video, but in person it's much bigger, but it's designed very well. So it's very Audi vibes, and I'm getting lots of that from the inside as well, which I'll show a little bit later. Rather than the parent company Volkswagen, which you might expect, say I have quite a few Audi elements, a more sporty look. This grille, like I say, is very Audi with the angles and the size of it. It's kind of rally-esque. All trim models come with the roof rails, and all models bar the SE models, so all of the 3 SE edition, SE technology and SE, they come with normal black roof rails, and the above that comes with proper silver anodized roof rails. I think they look excellent. They just add more sportiness and make it more SUV-like as well. This rear section I've never been too sure of on the Arona. It seems to just a bit of a strange angle, but with the contrasting roof it does work quite well, and I feel like the front of the car then redesigned, it just carries the design a lot better than it did previously, especially when it's got some good wheels on it as well. SEAT say it's got a coupe-esque shape. I do not see it, unfortunately. So should we take the Arona for a drive? Let's go. It's on a little bit frummy because it is a 3-cylinder, and you'll find it quite hard to get hold of a 1.5 Arona. They did do it in the pre-facelift as well, but again it was a short thing. Same with the T-Cross, they had a 1.5 litre in that, but only for a short period. The Taigo has a 1.5 available, only in DSG again. It's surprisingly nippy. The 6-speed manual, excellent. The DSG, again, excellent. The 5-speed manual is fine for town, but I'd just suggest you go for the 110. It's a lot better. You'll thank me later. If you are doing even motorway or dual carriageway driving, much better. We are going to get up to higher speeds now, so you can see it. Road tyre noise is quite a lot because they are the 18-inch wheels, but like I say, the ride comfort's actually not as bad as what you'd expect. It just can be a little bit jittery over bumps. Again, it can sound a bit thrummy, but it's fine because you are actually going somewhere. It's not like the MPI engine, which will sound very similar to that actually, apart from your turbo, and then just not go anywhere. It does actually pick up the pace. Going 70, it picks up speed very well, but you can hear the wind noise is quite dramatic, and so is the road noise. So it's not really a motorway car, but it's not an issue. But it's not what it's designed for. It's designed for town driving. In fact, on SEAT's website, you have the town city section, and they have Ibiza and Arona. Going up hills, TSI just goes zoop, suck some air in, and you're good. It's clever. 6-speed manual, 110 PS, great engine. Go for it. Okay, so stepping into the interior of the SEAT Arona, and I can say I'm really impressed. Now, you don't have to look far for some cheaper feeling plastics at all, but if you've seen the pre-facelift, this is a huge improvement. The higher specs like the Excellence and Excellence Lux that were on the pre-facelift, they were okay in terms of cabin quality, but the lower end weren't as much, especially even the FR, and this is an FR edition. I never liked the leather dash. This is much better. You've got wireless phone charging as well as standard, excellent feature to have, always great, and it fits all phones. My phone's the 13 Pro Max and it fits in there perfectly. You've got 2 USB-C ports, which is fine. You also do get the adapters and cables with the car when it's new, so that's great. They give you cables and an adapter with every new car. Orange, with, you know, the little SEAT branding on it, and USB-C. Then, not done yet, you've got Lightning, micro USB and USB-C. The infotainment screen's okay, it's a bit, it's basic I'd say, but you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is great. You don't get sat-nav on the FR Edition or the FR, you get it on the FR Sport to use. It's a bit more easy to use than the top of the range, and you also get it on the SE technology. They have a slightly bigger screen and the shortcuts are on this side. Not as easy to use at all, but this is absolutely fine by me. I like the fact that they've gone for the more matte screen as well, what was normally used on older models. I also really like the climate controls. They are all physical, and dual zone climate control as well is standard on SE Tech and above. The FR gets the red stitching everywhere pretty much, apart from in the back seats, which is a little bit of a attention to detail they could have added. These windows, I'm incredibly impressed, and it sort of explains the outside design a bit more, and the contrasting roof takes away from it. The shoulder line of this car, of course all SUVs have quite a high shoulder line, but the windows in this Arona are absolutely massive. The windscreen's probably about normal. The windows, though, are very tall. It's like being in the bloody Popemobile. Like being in the bloody Popemobile. Which means it lets so much light in, even though it's a dark headlining. It lets so much light in. The steering wheel now is much improved, especially on the higher models. You get the proper leather, rather than the cheaper alternatives that you get on the lower ones and what they had in the past. No models have the haptic shiny buttons. They're all these proper buttons, so it's really great. This instrument cluster is the standard one. On the SE technology, you get an 8-inch digital dials, and then on the FR Sport, you get 10-inch digital dials. Personally, I really like the semi-digital dials. I think that works absolutely fine. I also like the red needles. They're standard on all cars, but just ties in really well with the FR. I didn't like these vents at first. I thought they looked a bit cheap, but they've grown on me a lot now. These are a yellow colour in the SEs. They're grey green on the experiences and they're red on the FRs. Do really suit the car, especially with the red light. The red light doesn't come through this, but they come through both of these vents at night. These are quite Audi. It's a shame they don't spin round, but still really nice. I like the gear shift knob as well a lot more on this than the new Volkswagen products, which are unbelievably big, as are Vauxhall ones, as are the Renault gear shifts. They're just too big. In terms of space inside this Arona, for a small SUV, it's not actually that big, which is good for a lot of people, but a lot of people have said that the Arona's too small, but the Ateca's too big, because the Arona's like T-Cross size and the Ateca's like Tiguan size. In between them, in the Volkswagen range, there's two vehicles, the Taigo and the T-Roc. With Ford, the Puma is sort of in between the size of an Arona and a T-Roc. So it is probably one of the smallest SUVs out there. Right then, let's move on to some things I don't like about the Arona. The front parking sensors, nowhere to be seen. They're only available on the top of the range Experience Lux model, which starts at over £26,000. Can't even have them as an option. In fact, there's not many options you can even pick on the Aronas. You could pick your paint colour, that's it. You used to be able to spec Beats. You can still do it with the dealership. The next thing I'm not a fan of is the lumbar support in the Arona seats, or lack thereof. There's no adjustable lumbar support and not even an option. It's a shame, just lacks that comfort. Also, the 6-speed manual is only available on FR and Experience and above, not available on any SE models. And the FR model starts from over £24,000. In fact, it's identical in price to the Volkswagen Taigo with the same engine, but that includes adaptive cruise control, front and rear sensors, park assist, loads more specification than the Arona does. It's a real shame that they've scrimped on these little bits, because front sensors is really important as well as having rear ones. So then, enough of the negatives. What do I like about the Arona? Well, one thing is the availability of these and the great deals that are on. In fact, if you're looking at leasing one of these, you can get good deals. There's plenty of stock available, which is excellent. Loads at port if you need a specific colour or specification. And you can get really great deposit contributions, up to £2,000 from SEAT for Aronas. You get even more money if you've got an existing SEAT to trade in. So there's actually some really good deals on them, even if the list prices look quite expensive. Another great thing is if you are on Motability, this car here is a 199 advance payment, as in £200 for this car. That's incredible, considering some cars can go up to thousands of pounds. This gets a lot of kit, and it's perfect little town and city car. The boot space on the Arona is in no means class leading. You've got the Ford Puma, which including the box thing underneath has got 456 litres of boot space. The Nissan Duke with 422 litres, just to name a few. This has got 400 litres, but remember, it is one of the smallest, if not the smallest SUV out there. And it's a very square shape, easy to use. It also comes with the adjustable boot floor as standard, and you can have the seats fold completely flat, which is absolutely excellent. Very practical shape and just is great use of space, really. Let's see how the room is in the back of the Arona. Now this seat is set up for my driving position, and I've got plenty of knee room. The backs of the seats are sort of carved out. You've also got pockets in both of them. So I've got plenty of knee room and quite a bit of headroom as well. It's not the roomiest in the back of this car, but you don't really expect it. It's not majorly much bigger than the Ibiza. Like most small SUVs, the cars that they're based on, they're quite significantly amount larger. This car, I wouldn't say it is. Again though, you've got really big windows, so even though it's dark headlining, it's nice and bright in here, which is quite surprising. It does not have a rear armrest, which is kind of a curse for the MQB A0 cars, so I can't even say it's in the Taigo or T-Cross or anything like that, because it's simply not. You just don't get it. But going around town, this small SUV is pretty much made for it. With the 18-inch alloy wheels and just the curb appeal of this vehicle, it's excellent, but then it offers great ride comfort. This bi-tone metallic paint is standard. They give you carpet mats for free. They give you even a phone charger with the different adapters because they know you're changing over. Just clever little things like that make this car a really interesting proposition, especially if you are thinking to lease or pay under £200 on Motability. If you know someone that is a Motability customer, I'd definitely point them into the direction of one of these, as it does pretty much everything you'd want, especially if you're only doing a few thousand miles per year. A huge thanks again to Kendal SEAT for making this video possible. Their links are down in the description below. They've got plenty of brand new ones available and nearly new demonstrators. Click in the pop-out banner to watch my review on the Volkswagen Taigo. That is a sibling car of the Arona. If you've got any questions, pop them down below. Thanks for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next video.